And Bill Faberak is a former grocery store bag boy who made it big. Started bagging groceries at a Publix store in Florida. Rose to be vice president of their company. He retired last week. Wanted to end his career the same way he started. So Friday he returned to the store to bag groceries, chatting with customers, made sure their bread didn't get crushed. Started out as a bag boy and made it all the way to vice president of the chain. You know, those Publix grocery stores are nice grocery stores. We went to a beautiful one down in Sarasota, Florida last year. I mean, just absolutely a remarkable store, which is something that Montana lacks.
We don't have good grocery stores?
Not like those. These stores are unbelievable.
Well, what in your opinion, what makes them better?
Just the variety and the all of the fresh things that are available and things in these stores are just it's remarkable when you go into one to see how they're laid out and the fresh seafood and stuff that just comes in is unbelievable.
See, that's two different takes on local grocery stores because my take is, why is the beer in the back?
The farthest away from the front door, isn't it, Mark?
Why do you think I'm coming in here?
I'd be right up front next to the ice machine.
Makes sense to me.
Sweden's Anna Norfqvist has won the Kia Classic in California.
Yeah?
Finishing one shot ahead of American Lisa Salas. Closed with a 5 under 67.
Guy's had a rough week. He's like you and me. He's a little frustrated dealing with people. Something he likes on a Friday. Bowl of clam chowder. He goes to a restaurant where they make it the best in the world. It's chunkier. He likes it that way. So he goes in, sits down. Waiter says, let me guess. He said, absolutely. Bowl of clam chowder, please. It's not 60 seconds later. He sets the bowl down in front of him. The guy looks and says, I can't eat this soup. Waiter says, too hot? Guy says, no. Too cold? No. Too salty? No. So he goes and gets the maitre d' and the chef when they come out. And they said, sir, you're in here all the time and you're not happy? Is there a problem? He says, I can't eat this soup. Same thing. Too hot, too cold? No. And the chef finally says, look, I'll taste the soup myself. Where's the spoon? And the guy says, aha!
And riders are getting their first turns on the new Las Vegas Strip observation wheel. It's the world's tallest. They had a ceremony to mark the completion of a 550-foot-high roller built by Caesars Entertainment, part of its new development in the heart of the glittery Strip. The fair has 28 glass-enclosed, air-conditioned gondolas that will each hold 40 people. A full revolution on this Ferris wheel takes 30 minutes. Tickets are $24.95 in the day, $34.95 at night.
Paul, let me ask you an instant trivia question about this particular thing.
Yeah.
You say it holds 40 people?
40 people per car.
Per car, okay. When you get in one of those cars and you're in Las Vegas, what kind of people are in the cars with you?
Drunk people.
Yes.
People who are on the verge of blowing chow. Anyway.
I hope I can hold this for 30 minutes.
And people with BO that have not found the deodorant store in downtown Las Vegas when it's 100 degrees out all day long and they get in there at night. That's right up my alley.
I'll get in line with you on that one,
bet.
buddy.
40 in a car, huh? Wow. Hey, I got jury duty today. I called last night. They didn't solve the case.
Good.
I'm on it. I hope they pick me.
Yeah.
I hope it's a DUI case or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make sure I'm foreman of the jury if they pick me. All right. Is anybody...
What are you running for class president?
Right. Has anybody ever heard my segment? Not in my courtroom. I'm really good at this.
Before we get started, I just want everybody to know I'm really, really sure I should be in charge.
We could all be out of here in about 60 minutes if you just listen.
You want to be here all dang day, or you want Cousin Paul to get this handled, and I'll see you at Wendy's?
That's right.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, now keep in mind, even though you're foreman, you can't object during the trial.
I can't?
You can't talk to the judge. Your Honor, I had a couple of questions of my own.
You're not allowed to do that when you're on the jury?
No, you just got to sit and listen, which is not always your best thing, sweetheart.
I hope they pick me. I should have wore a T-shirt today. with the rope on it and An old picture of the galley.
Have you reached a verdict? Yes, Your Honor. As Cargill Henson used to say, skip a rope.
or a picture of Barry Goldwater and wear my shirt that says, "Justice with moderation holds no virtue." That would have been awesome.
Yeah, you're not going to be at the courthouse for a long today, Farmer. Just so you know.
All right.
Paul Must-Saban, yeah, you're free to go.
Britain is covered with a film of red dust right now. And people with heart and lung conditions are being told to avoid exertion. Environmental officials said a combination of industrial pollution and dust from Africa's Sahara Desert making conditions dangerous for some. How dare that desert pollute the earth? How dare that wind pick up dust from a desert and put it over our major cities? Why, they ought to find the desert. Why, hell. That's just against all the rules. And U2's The Joshua Tree, Linda Ronstadt's Heart Like a Wheel, and an influential Christian rock album will be among 25 recordings that have been chosen for preservation at the Library of Congress. Look at you. Mark is shaking his head. You know, Mark's going, hello? What about the Ding Dong song? Hello? And they're going to move Pumpkin Chunkin'. Organizers of the annual Pumpkin Flinging Contest are looking for a new site. The event draws thousands of people to Delaware every fall. But the farmer who has allowed the pumpkin chunkin' on his land, he's been sued. So he wants the event moved. The president said he doesn't know where this year's contest is going to be held. One possible location could be Maryland's Eastern Shore, but they would need all kind of permits for that. Mm-hmm. You just go to a farmer's place and you can do whatever you want with pumpkins.
Yeah, a guy like you could have at your place. They bring your stuff out and we'll do whatever.
Yeah, but...
boy, you talking about an event that was built for you, Farmer.
Pumpkin chunkin'?
Because you can make all that kind of stuff. You can weld stuff up.
Yeah,
and
too many people.
Yeah, well, I know. But to participate, if somebody else was having it at their place, you could build something like that, especially if you set antelope out there.
Yeah.
If you hit an antelope with a pumpkin, boy, that's a feeling you just can't describe.
Double score. Do you hit them, huh? Well, they're the same color.
Yeah.
You know, their hide is the same color. Wouldn't hurt them, probably. They'd say, you know what they'd do? They'd eat it, and they'd eat the seeds, and they'd crap pumpkins all over the place is what they would do.
Paul, if you have time here, you can slide in a joke. It's Jane Goodall's birthday. She's the lady that was featured in the movie Gorillas in the Mist.
Really?
Lived with them. Did a 45-year study of wild chimps in Tanzania.
Mark's always got a Flakes trip date if he needs one. Jane Goodall would go with Mark anywhere in the world.
And be perfectly comfortable.
Yes, she would. The guy caught trespassing at Selena Gomez's place. He's been sent to jail. He has to stay away from her once he's let out. I'm sure that'll fix it. They need to put a shock collar on these guys like they do dogs. You know how when dogs get outside of the boundary, it shocks them? Mm-hmm. They ought to have a shock collar around their you-know-what. And when they get close to that person's house, it sends about 15,000 volts through it.
Now, you say around their you-know-what, you mean their property line?
Yeah, exactly. Property line. That's what I'm talking about. And you'll have to forgive Miley Cyrus if she's not up to her usual antics because her dog died. Her Alaskan Kleekai, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of those before?
No.
It died. She said it's unbearable. And she got him as a puppy back in 2011. That's not a very old dog then. Mm-mm. She's had bad luck with dogs. Her Yorkshire Terrier was killed back in December 2012. She's got 2 other dogs, so that'll help her out a little bit. But, you know, people love their dogs. I mean, it's going to be tough around the old ranch out there when Ruger kicks a bucket.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's going to be more tears shed for Ruger than for you.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how it is.
And Ruger's going to outlast me. So I'm obviously going to go first. I just hope the dog cries when I'm gone. I hope the dog sheds a tear.
Poor Dad.
At least somebody in the family when I'm gone.
I've been on this diet for about a week and a half, and seeing results. It's a lifestyle change a little bit. Fortunately, before I even got on this diet, I enjoyed peeing all the time. So we decided last night we're going to go to Red Robin and have dinner. And I don't know what the seating difference is since they moved them over, but I know there are less seats. And so we got there about 6:15 last night and had to wait about 15 minutes to get a table. And then we sat down, and our waitress was, she was a little overwhelmed, but she was flying. I'll get your drink order. I'll be right back. So at least she let us know what was going on. And got us our drinks pretty quick, took an order. And then it took probably close to 40 minutes to get our food. Mm-hmm. And part of the deal is on this diet is, when I'm hungry right now because it's a low-carb diet. And so if I'm hungry, I'll have one of these protein shakes or something like that. And I was hungry when we walked in the door, so I was starting to get crabby. And she comes up, and she brings us our food, and the food was fresh, hot, fabulous. She apologized up and down. It's not her fault, plus they're busy. I get that. Although that's happened in there a couple times. So, and some of the other people we talked to that were there last night that we knew said they've had that experience a lot. But she comes up and she goes, well, we do apologize for the food taking so long. And she looked right at me. You know what she said, Paul? We're going to go ahead and buy you dessert. Lady, you're killing me.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Ryan could eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan said the red velvet cake was fabulous, actually.
I'm sure, yeah.
And it's amazing that a little girl can eat that much cake after having mac and cheese. But
well, gosh, after all these chicken fingers and mac and cheese and,
Did an hour on the treadmill yesterday, so I felt like I had earned a little treat, an extra 3 ounces of chicken or whatever I did.
I did an hour in the treadmill outside trying to catch a calf that was about 3 days old. That thing was part elk. I ran around the corral, and that little thing. I have a pile of snow and manure out in the middle of my corral from all the storms, and I haven't had a chance to move any of that stuff yet. Right. You know, I mean, we're still. And that thing figured out that pile, and that thing would run around that pile, and I'd go the other direction, and he'd stop right in the middle and wait until he saw me coming around the corner then he'd go the other direction.
And even at 3 days, they're fast enough.
Oh my gosh. I had a heck of a time capturing that thing. So I finally got him out of there. And
did you give him the first time capture speech that you give all the hard to capture animals?
No, he didn't get that one.
Where are you at on Kevin? You about wrapped up?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I got probably 25 left.
Yeah.
One heifer.
And the heifers are the
I got
heifers
one.
Are the problems.
I don't know what her problem is. She must have been a late heater, you know. And
anybody got something funny to say there?
Yeah. She was a late heater, and I can't be calving all spring and stuff. I mean, we have farming to do and other things, and I think I'm just going to give them till the end of April. And then anything that hasn't calved by then.
Mm-hmm. You want to go for riding the pickup, huh? You want to go, boy?
In the words of Kenny Chesney, down the road. So,
do you sing to him, Paul?
Yes, I do. Now, are all you females out here familiar with Down the Road? Well, you better get familiar with it.
I got to come out and visit. I didn't know you were singing to him again.
Oh,
That's my favorite. You know, back in the old Westerns, you know, they'd yodel to the cows at night and Night Riders lament and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Paul sings right in the middle of the day.
That's right. Down the road I go. Road I go. Road I